It is that time of the year when we shut our windows, wear masks, pull our air purifiers and avoid breathing outside. If you are in North India like us, Diwali kicks off the winter air pollution season, burdening us with different ailments, gloom and economic loss. Air pollution brings in a lot of haze, which is thicker, earlier and difficult to disperse. From the burst of green crackers to widespread of stubble burning and now new experiments like cloud seeding, there are familiar culprits and new debates. Air pollution is a complex problem that is layered, that is difficult to solve, and it's evolving. Welcome to another episode of COgreen and iFOREST podcast. And today I am joined by Chandra Bhushan, CEO iFOREST. I am Pratima, Director Air Pollution and Waste Management, iFOREST. Today we will talk about different problems of air pollution like green crackers, stubble management, and local air pollution. CB, today we are going to focus on various aspects of air pollution, which is green crackers, stubble management, and local air pollution. What impacts most to our local air pollution, and what are the short-term and the long-term policy fixes that we can focus on?
If you take the entire North India, and I'm not going to only talk about Delhi, we will come to Delhi in the later part of our conversation. But in North India, a significant part of pollution comes from biomass burning, whether we are burning them in our kitchen, on our field, for example, stubble burning, whether we are burning them in industries, in MSME sector. So a significant part of air pollution in northern India originates from biomass burning. Then coal. Coal use is extensive in India, and we also use coal in our thermal power plant industry. So the second biggest source would be coal. And then we have other sources like automobile and commercial activities that we do to run our economy. But overall, biomass and coal are the most significant part of anthropogenic pollution that is coming out of economic activity in northern India. And then you have dust, which is, some of them are man-made from construction side, road dust, but also dust from natural source. Delhi, for example, is at the border of Thar desert, and Delhi receives significant amount of dust from Thar. So dust is again another major source of air pollution in northern India.
That's a lot of combination that impacts our air pollution. I want to draw your attention to the fact that we carried out an analysis where we looked at Diwali
this year,
last 3 years,
okay.
2023, 2024 and 2025, and 2025 topped the charts. Okay, do you want to highlight what happened, like why the air pollution was so bad?
I think Diwali pollution this year was largely because of local factors. Stubble burning has not yet started in Punjab.
Right.
We are in initial phases of stubble burning in northern India, Punjab, Haryana, UP. So stubble burning was not a major factor. Delhi's Diwali pollution this year was primarily because of its own sources, or those the cities like Gurugram, Noida, Ghaziabad and Faridabad. They contributed to the pollution in Delhi NCR. The second factor I want to highlight is that the term green cracker is an oxymoron. I mean to say, I don't know who has coined this term. I'm still trying to find out the origin of this term called green crackers. So the Supreme Court order allowing use of green cracker basically meant that whether you are using green or non-green, cracker was free for all.
Right.
And Delhi really enjoyed Diwali this year with crackers. So some of the data that I saw from CPC was quite clear that couple of days before Diwali, the pollution level in Delhi was moderate.
Correct.
I think it was between 100, 150.
130 micrograms.
Something like that. and then from 4 o'clock on Diwali day, the pollution starts peaking.
Right.
At some of the station, it is more than, the AQI is more than 500, which is the maximum that Indian AQI
Yes,
system measures.
Yes.
And then next day also the pollution was very high. So I think this year pollution was high because of crackers. It was high because the ban was lifted, and that I'm very clear about. Okay.
So clearly the green crackers were not green and they completely failed.
As I said, it was, the term green cracker is an oxymoron. I mean to say, someone has to convince me scientifically that there is something called as green cracker. Even the data that is coming out shows that the so-called green cracker reduces pollution by about 20%. Okay.
30 to 40%.
Something, but we need to, these all are in the air. There is no scientific paper, there is no white paper to show that it will reduce by 30 to 40%.
So what could we have done better in terms
I
of
think
using these crackers?
we should have kept the ban. Last year the ban was partially successful. This year it could have been more successful. See, environmental solution is also social solutions. It is very important to understand that a large majority of environmental problems are also created by social norms and habits. And therefore, if we had started with a ban, we should have continued. And in fact, my recommendation is next year we should continue with the ban. I know large majority of people who did not burn cracker this year. Okay. They just decided that they are not going to do it. But there is again a significant portion of population who use crackers.
But then talking about the green crackers, CB, they are replacing the conventional crackers with 30 to 40% reduction of particulate matter, SOx and NOx. Barium nitrate, lithium, lead, arsenic, mercury compounds, they have been replaced with less toxic compounds. And CSIR NERI, they are monitoring it. Also PESCO, which is Petroleum and Explosive Safety Organization, which takes certificate under CSIR and NERI, they have tested it. However, I believe that probably the enforcement and monitoring could have been
there are a couple of things which is important to understand. It is almost impossible to enforce green cracker or non-green cracker regulation, because crackers are sold by informal sector. Every ready wala in the city sells cracker. Okay. This is a business, so it is almost impossible to enforce, and we saw this this problem in enforcement this year. Number two, as I said, can we do a better Diwali without cracker? The answer is yes. Why even emit 60% of pollution? So green cracker is reducing by 40%. Okay, and I take your word, which I am not convinced. Okay, I take your word on this. But even if it is reducing by 40%, why emit 60%? Can we do it? Can we change social norm around celebration of Diwali? The answer is yes. So I think we as a society also have to understand, our priorities. Okay? And I believe, considering the quality of air and the impact it has on health and economy, I think a wonderful Diwali without cracker is possible.
Okay. So this year Diwali came in October. We have observed that when Diwali comes in the month of November, it coincides with other seasonal pollution factors. Do you want to elaborate on that? Like, how do you tackle if Diwali falls in November?
So if you look at the data for past 10 years, it is quite clear that Diwali in October have lower pollution. It means in the range of 300 PM 2.5 microgram per meter cube, compared to 400, 450, even 500 when it happens after first week of November. And the reason is pretty simple. This is the first week of November and second week of November when stubble burning peaks in northern India. So a combination of local pollution from Diwali plus pollution coming from other states due to stubble burning, they cumulatively spike the pollution level. So we, even with 300, I will say that we were lucky this year. In fact, we have been lucky since last 3 years.
3 years, yes.
Okay. Diwali has been, Diwali fell in October.
Yes.
But we will have to see what is the status of stubble burning this year. I'm hoping that there will be less burning, but let's see. The data is still coming in.
If we look at past 5 years from 2020 to current year, there has been gradual decrease in the number of fire counts, both in Punjab and Haryana. In 2021, Haryana peaked a little bit, but then it has reduced drastically. And there has been a lot of initiatives from the government side, from the farmers community. But then we still don't have very good clarity on the burnt area part. So what do you feel like? How should we be enforcing things on ground so that the 10,000 plus fire counts what we have observed in the last year still reduces further?
So first of all, you have touched upon an important point, which is what should be the matrix to measure stubble burning. The answer is very simple. It is amount of land that is put to fire.
Right.
So it is not number of fire count, because satellites have inherent restriction, ability on resolution. So the current satellite that we are using to monitor stubble burning and the data that government puts out, I think has a resolution of about 375 meter by 375 meter.
Correct. Yeah.
Which means that anything smaller than 375 meter by 375 meter, it will not be able to measure.
Captured. Yeah.
The second problem is that the method we are using, we are considering 80% probability rate, which means that unless and until we are certain that till 80% that fire has happened, it is not counted. But again, the inherent drawback of satellite resolution means that there are a lot of fire which will not fall under 80% probability range. So we are missing a lot of stubble burning.
Right.
So I think that burnt area should be one. The second problem is, and last year it was highlighted that farmers were cheating the satellite.
Right.
They knew when satellite flew over India.
Right.
And therefore they timed their burning in such a way that satellite was not able to capture
it. Yes.
So I am not, in fact, last year I did a podcast with a NASA scientist Hiren Jathwa, and we both concurred last year that the numbers that is put out is not an accurate representation of what is happening with stubble burning. Okay. So I think that and this information is available with all the government agencies.
Right.
So my hope is that this time they will improve, and we will have much better picture of what is happening in northern India as far as stubble burning is concerned.
How does the stubble burning emission, translate to PM 2.5 concentration not only in Delhi but entire IGP, both from Punjab, Haryana, and northwestern of Uttar Pradesh?
I always give this example that you do not have pollution control equipment on chulha, and you do not have pollution control equipment you cannot have pollution control equipment on chulha, and you cannot have pollution control equipment on an agricultural field. But every other economic activity, we try and have some sort of pollution control. We have pollution control equipment on industries, thermal power plant, automobile. And most of these pollution control equipment at least reduce pollution by 50 to 60%.
Right.
If you use higher quality pollution control equipment like electrostatic precipitator and bag filter, they reduce pollution by more than 90-95%. Now, uncontrolled burning therefore releases 10 to 100 times more pollution than controlled burning. So 1 kg of stubble will pollute almost equivalent to 100 kg of petrol in a car, 100 times more minimum.
Right.
It could, considering now that we have Euro 5 and Euro 6, it will pollute 1,000 times more, because the pollution control equipment that we have in car has an efficiency of more than 99%. So this gives you the proportionality that if you are burning a kg of biomass, the pollution coming out from that is 100 to 1,000 times more than coming out from, say, petrol in a car. And we are burning huge amount of agriculture residues in millions of tons. In fact, I did an analysis a couple of years back, and I found that the amount of stubble burnt in Punjab and Haryana alone was equivalent to the pollution from stubble in Punjab and Haryana, pollution from stubble burning in Punjab and Haryana was equal to pollution from all activities in Delhi throughout the year. Okay.
That's huge.
And during a short period of time, the stubble burning happens in 30 and 45 days. So the intensity is very high. We have these are called as high intensity pollution activities.
But there have been a lot of policy regulations that have been implemented on ground, and the amount of fine that was applicable on the farmers per acre. So previous year it was like 1200 rupees per, if you have less than 2 acres, if you have less than 5 acres then 5000, if less than 10 acres then 10,000. Now it has been substantially increased. If you have less than 2 acres of land, 5,005 is applicable. If you have less than 5 acres of land, then 10,000, and if more than 5 acres, it's 30,000 fine. Do you think it is economically a stable, sustained way of fining the farmers rather than providing them subsidies, providing them a platform where they can rent equipments in a better way, a sustained manner, and monitoring mechanism from the government?
I think we will have to use all tools to ensure that stubble burning is reduced and ultimately eliminated. And I say this because I think economic use of stubble is a win-win proposition.
Right.
Farmers need help. They need to be trained, they need to be convinced. Our agricultural machinery will have to be redesigned,
right,
to ensure that not much stubble is left on the ground after harvesting.
Correct.
If we do these things, and then most importantly, there is someone to pick up that stubble and economically use it.
Right.
If we do all these things, convince farmer, incentivize them, change machinery design so that less stubble is there, and connect the farmer with the market, I think we can very well ensure the elimination of stubble burning.
Correct. So this is what is observed on ground also, like now the district level farmers, they are connecting with local farmers in villages, collecting the stubble from them and then supplying it to any specific industry bank that is set up at the district level, and they are getting around 1200 to 1700 per ton of stubble. Now there are various industries, various Haldirams, they are also using stubble. Okay.
No, because as I said, see, we did a study last year again at iFOREST on boilers in UP.
Right.
And we found that small scale industries with boiler, MSMEs especially, have shifted to biomass. Biomass
yes,
pellet because it is cheaper than coal.
Correct.
The only problem was that they were not putting high quality pollution control equipment.
Devices,
Okay, so while it was good for farmer, it was economically viable, the pollution level was high. Now we did some estimation on cost of pollution control from MSME, it wasn't very high. So as I said, there is a market and we need to make sure that that market is promoted.
Correct.
And industries and power plant move to biomass.
Yeah, there's definitely a positive change on ground in terms of stubble management. Market mechanisms are expanding definitely, and probably some support to the farmers would just increase.
Yes, but I think we lost 10 years by promoting in situ solutions.
Right, right.
I from very beginning was convinced that Indian agriculture system is not designed for in situ. For thousands of years, our farmers have gone for complete harvesting.
Correct.
The manual harvesting, you cut from the bottom. You do not, if mulching is there in the soil, then you do after harvesting.
Right.
And for 10 years, we have spent thousands of crores of rupees in promoting equipment for in situ and not focusing on ex situ, which is taking the stubble and giving it to someone to use it. And I think the major success that we are seeing now is with XC2.
XC2, correct, yeah. I now want to draw your attention to policy fixes. Now we have been hearing about cloud seeding.
Yes.
Do you think it's going to solve air pollution problem of Delhi? Has this experimented elsewhere in country or globally, and has it achieved success?
So cloud seeding is a very old technology. It is not a new technology.
Okay.
It started in the US in early 70s. In fact, in 60s also. Cloud seeding for controlling air pollution is fairly new.
Yes.
Now, we are in Delhi, and then 300 kilometers from Delhi is Lahore. Okay. Lahore has been using cloud seeding, experimenting with cloud seeding since last 3 to 4 years with the support of UAE,
Okay.
United Arab Emirates. Now, UAE extensively uses cloud seeding
Right.
for, they don't have rain,
Water
they use
management.
cloud seeding for water management, but
Yeah.
also for reducing pollution in Dubai.
Okay.
Okay, they also use cloud seeding. If you look at the result of Lahore, which is very similar to Delhi, by the way,
Okay.
in terms of climate, topography, part of Indo-Gangetic Plain, the results are as follows. Okay, cloud seeding does give rain, but at localized pockets.
Correct.
So if there is cloud seeding, it doesn't mean the rain will happen throughout the city.
Right.
In certain pockets, there is some rain that happens. The air pollution reduction is temporary,
Yes.
which means that the rain has fallen on a small area,
Yeah.
and it has subdued the pollution.
Yeah.
Then within couple of hours, the air pollution from other region comes and fills in the
Right.
gap.
Right.
So there's temporary improvement in air quality.
Correct.
Number 3, in long run, in the last couple of years, it hasn't made major dent to the air quality in Lahore. I think the same will happen in Delhi. Let me just right now say that cloud seeding will provide temporary relief to some areas on air pollution. It will not solve the air pollution crisis. There are no shortcuts. Let me just say that there are no shortcuts to solving any environmental problem, especially air pollution.
CB, I just want to quote one source. So in 2023, Korea did this experiment on its southern part, and they were able to reduce pollution by 15%. So they also did cloud seeding, okay, and they achieved 15% reduction. But it cannot be done on a regular basis because the nuclei development, the seeding agent that is being used might be harming your soil, your ecosystem, because usually they are using
they use silver iodide. Some of them use common salt.
Silver iodide for snow, and then calcium
salt.
nitrates.
So
And
even if I ignore what chemicals, and there are natural alternatives for cloud seeding. As I said, common salt is also used.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say is that it doesn't make a big dent on air quality.
It's a short-term measure,
and
non-effective.
short-term and more for what I call it as visibility.
Yeah.
It is
Just
not
wet washing. Huh?
Yeah, it is not solving the air quality problem.
Yeah.
Delhi's air quality problem will not be solved by cloud seeding.
Yeah.
Delhi air quality problem will be solved if we implement a regional air quality plan, which means that 300 kilometer radius of Delhi, we need to have the world's best air quality management plan, which is implemented.
We should be focusing more on the local sources at the where it is being emitted, and device technology or control measure focused on that. And I believe implementation is a major problem.
Yes,
we should be focusing
as
on.
I said, there are no shortcuts. You cannot solve pollution cheaply.
Correct. Yeah.
You have created pollution, then it requires money, resources to reduce it.
Right.
And we are trying to solve it cheap. Okay?
Right.
That's not going to happen. The best solution to save yourself right now is mask.
Right. That's another topic.
No, that's another topic. See, the pollution level is going to peak in November in Delhi. In fact, in the entire Indo-Gangetic Plain. Mask is cheap, affordable, and the best solution right now to save you from health impact. due to air pollution. Okay.
Does the simple mask work, or is there any specific type of?
N95 mark is fine. I mean, no, mask is fine. As I said, everyone, whatever you can afford, you put on a mask, it will reduce pollution by your exposure by 50 to 60%.
Do we also put air filters indoor?
If you can afford, you can. Right now, Delhi government is buying air filter for its own offices. Okay.
Yeah.
Central government has bought air filters. There are air filters in Supreme Court and High Court. So everyone knows that air filter works, and it works because science is very simple. They suck in dirty air, they pass it through a filter, and they give you a reasonably clean air.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, but there are few things that is required for an optimal and efficient use of air filter. You can't have open doors. You will have to keep your doors and windows shut.
Yeah.
For efficient operation of that air filter. But I'm not a fan of air filter, but I have air filter, let me just say that. But I also use mask.
Okay.
And I think between air filter and mask, I will always prefer
mask. Yeah. So we are responsible for our own health, and that's why we should use mask and air filters if you can afford them. Thank you for watching this podcast, and stay tuned for our upcoming podcast, which is going to be exciting as iFOREST team heads to COP30 at Belém. Thank you.